What's going on, guys? So in this video I've got a bunch of affordable fragrances that I grabbed from eBay, a few different sellers. I bought the entire Tous Man line for starters. I know not every single fragrance in this video is technically a summer fragrance, but 80% of them are, so that's probably going to be in the title, to be honest with you. A Dolce & Gabbana light blue flanker I've been wanting to get for a few years, and the last 2 years of light blue flankers, Forever and Italian Love, I finally have bottles of those, had decants. So we've got 7 fragrances. We're going to do them on test strips, kind of go through them. I'm not going to look at the notes. I'll put it on screen for you guys to compare versus what I'm smelling on the paper. Again, you got to take that with a grain of salt because I'm not going to get the full story because it's not on my skin. But we're going to go through them and give them a sniff. Stay tuned. So I've been wanting to get the Tous Man line for a while, and we're going to start with the original. 3 of the 4 are testers, so they're in white tester boxes. They did come with a cap. Since Tous Man Chill came out recently, the newest release, I've been wanting to get them, so kind of feeling this bottle. I like the curvature to it. It has a nice feel to it. You see it says Tous. I don't remember the note breakdown on any of these. You got the tester sticker on the side. So we're just going to spray and sniff and see what it smells like to me on basically this construction paper is how you can look at it, and we'll go from there. Really good atomizer. It's a little familiar. There's a fruitiness here, and it's a little dry. Dense woody nature to it on the paper. It could be the cardboard assisting, but it's like a soft underlying fruity tone that's a little sweet. I wouldn't sit here and call it super fresh by any means, but it doesn't come across as super dense either. This feels like an everyday, year-round type of scent profile, not just something for the warmer weather or the cooler weather or daytime, nighttime. This feels like a year-round signature type of fragrance. Okay, I take that back. We are going to check the notes for each one. I'll have it on screen for you guys, but it's a light fruity undertone and very woodsy. We're going to pull up Parfumo. Here we go. Tous Man came out in 2004. Okay. Green, spicy, fruity, fresh. So there you go. And woody. Brazilian orange, clary sage, ginger, grapefruit, pepper. Definitely can get the spices. Campari, pineapple, delicious apple, and wild rhubarb. That's that strange kind of smell. That must be the rhubarb. Base of amber, cedar, precious wood, sandalwood, tonka bean, and white musk. This smells like something that's great every day. The fruitiness is coming through more. It's spicy, fruity, and very, very woodsy. The wood is dominant on this test strip. This is really nice. I wanted to start with the base DNA before we dive into the flankers to see if there's any tie-in. Again, it's on a test strip, so it's not the easiest story to read, I guess you could say. This is really nice, though. This is, like I said, everyday signature scent worthy. Okay, next we're going to go with the Intense, which probably I would think would be the heaviest of the group in regards to the scent profile. There we go, with the orange line. So, let's grab a test strip. And let's give it a spray and see what we're working with here. Atomizer has that same orange. Okay. A few good sprays. Much more earthy. Much more earthy. This one's kind of strange on the paper. It definitely does not remind me of anything. It's floral. It has a bit of a violet type of smell to it. It's powdery and earthy. Powdery, floral, and earthy, I think, would be the takeaways here. This does not smell super inviting on paper, I have to say. This one's kind of odd. Not as pleasant and easygoing as Tous Man on paper, of course. On skin, it'll open up greatly. Very earthy, floral, and a little powdery is what I'm going to say I'm getting here. Let's see what kind of notes we're working with. Okay, so fresh, spicy, citrus, woody, synthetic. Top notes are neroli and petitgrain. I would not have guessed that, but it is what it is. Heart is sage, absolute, lavender, and orange blossom, so there's the florals. Base notes of amber, moss, musk, and tonka bean. I get the neroli a little bit. Soapy. It's getting soapy. Floral. That earthiness must be like this moss petitgrain combo because it's very like vegetal and earthy. It's not the freshness that petitgrain typically does. Now again, it's not on skin, so that could be playing a major role on why it smells so earthy versus a fresh and green smell. Because petitgrain's typically fresh and green, and according to this, fresh is the main accord. So it is freshening up a bit, but it still has that earthy green tone to it on paper. The florals are dominant here. That's probably, I guess that's the orange blossom. It's kind of taking hold of this. Almost like that fleshy flower type of smell to it. It is getting better and better as it settles down and dries. That opening was just so strange on paper. This is getting much, much nicer. Much nicer. We'll let it dry down and revisit. Okay, next we have Tous Man Sport. Trying to get through these quickly. I know these haul videos can be kind of long because we do a first impressions on the opening, a little bit of the dry down, and then we give it a rating. Now this is beautiful. It does have a dent in the cap though. Cap took a shot, but that's okay. You can see that dent right there. But blue is my favorite color. This is where there's another dent right under the U. So it took a little bit of a beating, but that's okay. Blue dot on the atomizer. Okay. Kind of 2.5 sprays, I guess, is how you can look at that. I'm digging these bottles. Zesty citrus smell. Ooh, yeah, a lot of citrus, a lot of orange. It smells very orangey. Just zesty, bright, watery citrus smell. This is so fresh. On paper, this is super, super fresh. Even a little aquatic. Maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me with the freshness for this color blue, but it's aquatic and very zesty citrus dominant. And familiar. Little fruity sweet. What is this reminding me of? I have something that smells like this. David Beckham Instinct Sport. That's what this smells like. Yes, it has that same bright, fruity, sweet citrus smell. This is a little bit more watery in the paper, though, because that's not that all that aquatic. This has more of an aquatic tone, but that's what it is. Like, I've kept visualizing orange for some reason, and it's because that bottle's orange. That's why. David Beckham Instinct Sport's an orange bottle. That's what this smells like. This smells like a more complex take on that. Now, again, this is the test strip. I hope on skin that's the case, that it's a more complex version of that. Let's take a look and see. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to check Trograntica for the smells like part, because I want to see if others are saying that it smells like that. Tous Man Sport, citrus, fresh, woody, aldehydic, for sure. Okay, let's see. Top notes: Amalfi lemon, aldehydes, ginger, red apple, cedar, musk, cashmere wood, oak moss. So not orange, but I guess the aldehydes and the lemon are making it zesty. So let's see. Smells like section. First thing it shows. David Beckham Instinct Sport. So there you go. Yeah, that jumped out at me greatly. Now let's go to the better site. Let's go back to Parfumo. Let's see what note breakdown they're giving here. Fresh, citrus, woody, fruity, synthetic. Same thing. Lemon, aldehydes, and cedar. Granny Smith apple, vervain, whatever the hell that is, and ginger. Oak moss, atlas, cedar, cashmere wood, and musk. This is really nice. This is the best of the three so far. See, it doesn't smell super lemon. It's sharp citrus. It's zesty. Maybe that's just the way lemon and aldehyde smell to me, because I have it smell like YSL Le Parfum. There's no orange in that, but there's grapefruit and aldehyde, a lot of aldehydes, and it has kind of a fizzy orange smell. So maybe that's what I'm relating to being orange, as heavy aldehydes and like a lemon grape, because lemon and grapefruit can come across very similar in fragrances. Maybe that's what it is. God, this smells so good. This smells so good. Okay, we got a lot to live up to with Chill. This is the only one that's full presentation. Love the color scheme. All right, let's get it out the box and see what we're working with here. Oh man, that green gradients. That's a pretty color scheme. Definitely a very, very pretty color scheme. Let me get it to focus. That's not one to focus. No, now it's focused. There we go. Beautiful color scheme. It'd be a shame if it's not a green scent based on this color. Atomizer's green. I like how the atomizer nozzle seems to match the theme. Give it 3 good sprays. Why not? I don't remember the notes on this one, but like I said, it'd be a shame if it's not a green scent, because it's a very green bottle. This one's a little familiar too, right away. There is some fresh greens here, but there's a lot of citrus still. Very fresh, very summery. Spring, summer. Not as watery as how Tous Man Sport came across on paper. This is super familiar. I have something that smells like this and I can't pinpoint it. I've smelled this before. This one's very fruity though. This is fruity and sweet. This is a little mouth-watering, watery type of smell too. The more it settles, it's starting to smell like Invictus a little bit. But a fruity, very fruity Invictus. Yeah, it's starting to get closer and closer to Invictus. More Invictus Aqua, because it's a little watery. No wonder I like this, because this is good. Let's pull up the notes. Now I'm super curious, because by the second as it settles, more and more like Invictus Aqua, I would say. Woody aquatic, synthetic, spicy, fruity. Black pepper, cardamom, lime. Lavender, nutmeg, rosemary, amber, dry woods, patchouli, vetiver. It's aquatic though. Even says it in the Accords. It's definitely aquatic. Huh. So with that said, let me jump back over to Troll Grantica, Tous Man Chill. Just want to see the smells like category. Same note breakdown. There you go. Invictus and Invictus Aqua. Yeah. It's like a more fruity Invictus Aqua. I bet this is great on skin, because the Invictus Aqua 2018 is my favorite fragrance, and that's the main thing people are saying it smells like. It's much more fruity sweet, though. This is probably going to be the one I wear first, because I want to see how this is going to be on skin. This and Sport are, on paper, best two. Intense was my least favorite of the 4. Bunch of great cheapies, though. Like these testers with cap, all under $25 if I remember correctly. And I want to say this one was around $30. It's the newest release. It was the most expensive, $30 some odd dollars. But all the rest of them were like 22 to 25, 21 to $25. I got the whole line for like $100. This is really nice though. Okay, so now we're moving into these light blue flankers. So this is from a few years ago. This is Beauty of Capri. If I get it to focus, that would just be awesome, right? Why is it not focusing? There we go. Full presentation, 75 ml. get this out the box and see what we are working with. I kind of like this foggy sky blue color. Kind of digging that. Foggy sky blue. Sure there's citrus. Don't remember the exact notes. I think citron. So it should be a very sharp citrus. I think it's citron. This in the top. 2 good sprays. Oh yeah, for sure. That's what it is. This citron. I like this bottle. I love this color scheme. It's foggy sky blue. That's how I would describe that. Ooh, very bright. Super, super fresh. Fresher than everything so far, for sure. Fresher than the next 2, because I know the next 2, because I had decants of both. This is the freshest, absolute brightest, most airy, fresh scent profile of every fragrance in this video. Kind of reminds me of the freshness of, kind of evokes the feeling that I get from Prada Luna Rosa Eau Sport. That's super fresh, like citron, lemon, and lavender. I'm thinking Polo Ultra Blue, the citron and aromatics there. It's so bright and airy and watery. This is beautiful. God, this is a good smell. Super fresh is always so inviting, and this is super, super fresh. I could see this not being a strong performer because it's so airy. I could be wrong, but I bet this is like just a few hours and probably a skin scent pretty quickly. That's how this comes across to me. It's one of those mega freshies that you have to refresh every couple of hours for the experience. Kind of like, think CK1 Summer Flankers, for example. Those 2 to 3 hours at best, and it's gone. But the experience for that first hour to 2 hours is incredible. I bet this is going to be similar because it smells incredible. Let's take a look at these notes. That smells beautiful. God, that smells good. So here we go, 2016. That beautiful, beautiful bottle. Fresh citrus, aquatic, synthetic, and fruity. Sicilian bergamot, bitter orange, and citron. Yeah, that top makes sense. The heart is bitter orange leaf, marine notes, and Sichuan pepper. Base of myrrh, cedarwood, musky notes, and vetiver. That's a good breakdown right there. This is so good. This is the best smelling fragrance in this video so far. I mean, Italian Love's probably going to be the one I rank as the best smelling, but this is going to be a close second. This is awesome. This smells incredible. I do get that light blue DNA, though. That peppery, almost smoky feel. The incense isn't listed here, but there's incense in the original light blue. It does smell like just a more airy, zestier take on the original. And just for fun, I grabbed a 50 ml of Light Blue Forever. So, no secret here. This is all about tart grapefruit. Very, very tart. Doesn't really have the earthiness of Italian Love. Italian Love's got more of the patchouli, but this is a gorgeous scent. We'll give it a spray just to refresh, because these last 2 are just incredible. They're incredible. There we go, 2 good sprays. Oh, there it is. It's an authentic grapefruit smell. It's like the rind of the grapefruit. Very ripe. Beautiful. This was a hype beast 2 summers ago. Hype beast. You hear me? And there was a flooding of bottles for the market. You can get them pretty cheap now. Italian Love, that's not the case. I don't think they produced as many. Or maybe they just bought up so many there's not as many left for discounters, but I paid $70 in the white tester box on eBay, and that's the cheapest I could find, 100 ml of Italian Love, because I wanted a bigger bottle of Italian Love. This is so good. This is so good. They are redundant to one another. It's a personal preference on which is better, because technically one's not better than the other. This is amazing, but I do prefer Italian Love if I had to pick one. But I don't have to just pick one. I was able to get both, you know. This is so much stronger than Beauty of Capri, but this might be a little bit better. So good. Tart. Very tart grapefruit. All right, let's pull up the notes. All right, so citrus, fresh, fruity, aquatic, sweet. Grapefruit zest and Italian bergamot. Heart notes of ozonic notes and violet leaf. Base notes of white musk, Java vetiver, and patchouli. And you don't get a lot of the patchouli here. You get a little bit, but very, very... Is it grapefruit zest? That's a good name, because that's exactly what the hell this is. Through and through, and it stays for a long time. This grapefruit does not fade fast. So good. Anybody that hasn't smelled this yet, it is an experience. This is a lot of people's favorite version ever of Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. So it's absolutely worth getting your nose on. It might be your favorite too. So good. And last, Light Blue Italian Love. Last year's summer release. Because they release one every summer. Summer Vibes is the one for this year. Haven't smelled it yet. I will eventually. But here we go. Now, I did spray this one as soon as it came in. This bottle has been sprayed. Look at that beautiful blue to this juice. I sprayed it on my arm because it's just so good. It's my favorite. Spoiler alert, it's going to get the highest rating in this video. I love this fragrance. Just give it one spray. This is so good. This is kind of a better developing version of Forever, the last one we smelled, because this is very similar. They're very redundant to each other. Here I feel like the bergamot balances out more with the grapefruit. It's not just completely dominant on the grapefruit, and the patchouli comes in way more. Way more. But it's still very watery. It's not quite as zesty and sharp, or not as tart, I think would be the better way. It's not as zesty and tart. It's more mouth-watering. Oh, so good. And I even now on the paper, I get a little bit of that patchouli. It provides this earthy green tone without making it real dirty. It's not a dirty patchouli. Just stunning. Stunning fragrance. I love this so much. I'm so glad to have a bottle because my decant's empty. Here we go. Light Blue Italian Love. Top notes, grapefruit, Italian bergamot. Heart notes of green notes, violet leaf and ozonic notes. Base notes of guaiac wood, musk, vetiver, and patchouli. So very slight variation because you have green notes in the heart now. And then guaiac wood, which wasn't in the previous formula. Kind of adds some of that smokiness from that wood. Adds a little bit of that earthy tone to the patchouli. This is so good. So good. I'm so happy I have a bottle now. Well, let's give them all some quick ratings, shall we? I don't want to make the video too long, but Tous Man. Now that we're revisiting it, I stick to the statement of this being the best everyday versatile scent here. There's still plenty of freshness, but there's a lot of backbone with woods. A little bit of spice. Even a little ambery without being too warm. Like there's still a lot of freshness here. But I think this is a great versatile everyday wear, kind of a professional scent profile in some ways, but easy to like. I think this one's very good. This is a 7 out of 10. Solid fragrance, not the best one in the line, not the best one in the video, but not the worst one either. This is a solid fragrance. Now as far as the intense, this was my least favorite opening. And it's my least favorite dry down. I don't know, there's something kind of funky about this. There's something really funky about this one that, I don't know, it's just kind of off-putting. It doesn't smell terrible, but I really need to get this one on skin because paper is doing it no justice. It may be gorgeous on skin, but right now it's just kind of underwhelming me. I don't think it's terrible, but it's like average at best. Tous Man Intense on paper, so 4.5 out of 10. You know, it's just average. Okay or good is 5 and 5.5. This is kind of just average. We're going to go with a 4.5. Now, some of you might be, oh my God, you need to get on skin. It's so much better than that. And you're probably right. It's just the way it's coming across on the paper, not doing it for me. Tous Man Sport, extremely familiar and extremely beautiful. Oh, it's full of aldehydes. So bright. So bright and fizzy, effervescent, bubbly, if you will. This is so good. This is so good. I'm really digging this. I can't wait to wear this on skin. I think this is going to be a wonderful wearing experience. This is great. This is an 8 out of 10. Tous Man Chill. I think it's fantastic scent profile. Even on the test strip, it excites me on the test strip. This is so good. So good. I'm impressed by this one. I love the way it smells. 8 out of 10. Tous Man Chill, the newest release, smelled like fruity Invictus Aqua. That is what it smells like, for sure. I think we're going to walk that same path because I have high standards when it comes to stuff that smells like Invictus Aqua, because Invictus Aqua 2018 is my favorite fragrance still to this day. So, for something to measure up to it, it takes a little more than some other fragrances that are familiar to other stuff I enjoy in my collection. So, but I do think it's great. It smells really good. This is another one I'm very excited to get my nose on. I'm torn. It's great. It is. It's still good. If you like Invictus Aqua, this is still good. Even on paper, I think this one's an 8 out of 10 as well. This is still great. This one excites me to see how it's going to open up and develop on my skin and just how close it'll be on skin to Invictus Aqua. Light Blue Beauty of Capri. Man. This is a banger. This is a banger. It smells great. Super fresh. I do like this a touch more than both of the two flankers, Chill and Sport. Just a touch. This is so inviting and fresh and ties to the DNA. 8.25 out of 10. Not a rating you see me give too often. But an 8.25. This is just a little tick better than the last two. For as exciting as those smell to me, I would prefer to wear this one sooner than those. I think this is going to be great on a super high heat day. This is probably super refreshing. Light Blue Forever, the Hype Beast. So good. God, that grapefruit is so good. This is another one. This is great. This is fantastic. If you like grapefruit, this is one of the better grapefruit fragrances ever to be created. With that said, it is an 8.5 out of 10. This is so good. So good. Believable and tart. So good. Light Blue Italian Love. My favorite fragrance in this video. Easily. Easily. Light Blue Forever is a very close second to it, but it's still not a fragrance that can warrant a 9 out of 10. It's got to be really special to crack that 9 area, and this is really close to being that level of special for me, but I do prefer it ever so slightly to Light Blue Forever, so it has to be rated a little bit higher than 8.75 out of 10. Two ratings in this video that you don't typically see me do that are quarter points. We got an 8.25 and an 8.75. It's not too often, but there's the feeling is close on a lot of these, but there's a lot of greatness for my style and my taste here, but there has to be separating key points, so I think that's where the quarter points come into play here. But this is my favorite fragrance in the video. If I could only keep one of all of these, it would be this, and for that it gets an 8.75. Well, that was a cheap fragrance haul from eBay. The only one that wasn't cheap was Italian Love, because it was 70 bucks for a tester, but everything else was very, very affordable. Right, low 40s for Light Blue Forever, right around that price point for Light Blue Beauty of Capri, and then all the Tous Man fragrances, all four of them together costed 100 bucks. So a lovely summer fragrance haul, minus Tous Man Intense. I don't think that's for summer, but that's the one that's kind of, I don't know, we got to get that one on. We got to get all these on skin, really. And until next time, do me a quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What of these 7 fragrances have you tried? I'm very curious. What are your thoughts? Obviously, subject to change, because a lot of these need to go on skin. 2 of the 3 light blue flankers. I went through decants. I know how they smell on skin. That's why I saved them for last, because I know the fragrances already. But excited to wear these this particular summer coming up. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 7 and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.